Following is a Mid-Atlantic Sports special presentation.
Welcome to the Carolina Sports Arena and welcome to CWF Mid-Atlantic Wrestling. Tonight, it's Jesse Ortega versus the Kamakazi Kid, the decision match.
That's right, tonight, the decision match. The Kamakazi Kid against my man, Jesse Ortega. We're gonna decide what kind of match it's gonna be on June the 16th because that's the night. Kamakazi Kid and Gemini Kid, hook it up one more time. But let me make this perfectly clear to you, Kazi, and to all your fans out there in the sports arena. It will not be mask versus hair. It will not be a Kazi Rules match. Why? Because Jesse Ortega's gonna win. And when he does, tonight, I'm gonna announce the match that I want on June the 16th. And it's gonna be a shocking announcement, you see? Because there's electricity in the air here tonight. Tell him, Jesse.
Kamakazi Kid, let me give you a couple of facts. Fact one, your father was a no good, alcohol drinking son of a piece of crap that went to prison.
That's the truth.
Fact two, my grandfather, the late, great Jesse Ortega Sr., was one of the best wrestlers here in Japan and around the world.
That's the truth too.
Fact three, Kamakazi, there is no way you can beat me, fool me, and your shores in the Hades can't out-wrestle me.
No way.
So Kamakazi, are you ready to step up to the plate? Are you ready to face me, the fire, the flame, El Fuego, Jesse Ortega?
Let me tell you something, Kazi. Tonight, I promise, just like in Asheboro, I will not lay a hand on you. Because Jesse Ortega's gonna beat you fair and square right in the center of the ring. And then it's time for my announcement.
But for those of you who do not know, I'm Jason Corrections. And also for those of you who do not know, each time I step in this building, I face the top superstars in the CWF. People like the Kamakazi Kid. Don't cheer him. People like Ron McBride and Tank Lawson. The top superstars. I'm done with them. Because I've realized something. In this sport, championship belts equal respect. Which brings me to my next topic. Tonight, I'm going to lead off on a journey. No, that's not enough. I'm going to lead off on a quest. No, that's not my word. I know. I'm going to lead off on an unbeatable, unstoppable path of destruction until I get that RDO belt around my waist. Which brings me to the RDO champion, Roy Rage Wilkins. He claims he's a rising generation. He hasn't seen me. He claims he has rage. He does not know what rage is until he steps in the ring with me. So bring it on. Rage Wilkins. Oh God.
Jersey Mike's guys said no mayonnaise.
You sit on his head.
Are you blown already?
Chicken head.
Shut up. You can't be blown up already. My boy, he's gone.
Peppy.
You know you love God. God.
Put him in the trash.
Trashy Roy! Dumpster dive! Monkey's
Don't tell him.
Head first!
Oh God! Ow! Oh, that's over.
Hey, Nick, you must Stay on the bird, man. Stay on the one. Do the back break. Back break.
You know what? The back wheel.
One.
Why'd you stop, man? Stay on, baby. Stay on. There you go. Work the midsection.
One.
He loves those body blows. Tap it out. Go get him. He's gonna get the foul. We're kicking.
Great field, man.
You're wasting. That time gets the job done.
Hey, Nick, you know Jack? Shut up! You just said shut up! Hey, Jack!
Hey, he promised that one
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner in 4 minutes, 4 seconds by pinfall and steel. Your Rising International Champion, Roy.
Now I know that all you inbreds there in Burlington have your stank drawers all bunged up because I can't be there tonight. But I'm gonna tell you this right now. You see, my weapons of mass destruction, they don't always need their general to lead them into battle. My men are trained assassins and they can take care of business on their own. But the fact of the matter is, you see, my investors were so impressed with the work I've done with the Arabian Nightmare when they came out here on May 5th that they flew me out to Abu Dhabi, where I'm at right now as you watch this, in the biggest palace with the biggest harem, living it up. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to come back to that rat hole in the Carolina sports arena, and I'm only gonna do that for one reason. It's because me, the Arabian Nightmare, the weapons of mass destruction, Corey Edsel, and Gregory Vercetti have some unfinished business. And you know, the people I'm talking about, that unfinished business, we're gonna take care of it, and we're gonna take care of it very soon.
That is 6-person tag team action, 1 fall. 15-minute time limit, representing Wilkins Arab Army. Please welcome the weapons of mass destruction, interesting Corey Edsel, Gregory Vercetti, and the Middle Eastern heavyweight champion, Adonis.
Agile! Security. Come on. Brandon. Wu-Tang. Come on, Brandon. Your faces. Come on, Brandon.
Come on, Edsel, you need to get back in your corner. Come on, guys, I can't have both of you in the ring. Come on.
Shut your mouth, you stupid little jerk.
Wait, come on.
That's why people like you for it.
Come on. You just gotta get over the ring. Come on, Brandon, Ring the bell! Ring the bell! He's out! He's out! Ring the bell! Come on! Let him go! Come on, let him go!
The big talk in 2007 isn't that ongoing war of terror in Iraq. It's not the Barry Bonds steroid conspiracy. It is that 2007 marks the last year that Steve Corino will be involved in professional wrestling. But unlike Ric Converse, Steve Corino is leaving the professional wrestling world on top. Unlike Ric Converse, Steve Corino is going out on his terms. Unlike Ric Converse, Steve Corino is not making an exit because he can't do the job anymore. You see, Ric Converse thought he had all the cards. He thought he had 4 aces. He thought he had it all. But no. I promised the world I would never come back to that stinking, no-good, toothless town of Burlington. And like always, I stick to my promises. But then, they put the match together in Greensboro, 22 lousy miles away from that crap hole of a town called Burlington. God, I hate it. And they put me against Ric Converse. I was the stepping stone once again for Ric Converse. The Mid-Atlantic title this time. But guess who won? Guess who pulled out the victory? Really don't have to guess. Because Ric Converse, when you face Steve Corino, you're not only facing Steve Corino, you're facing all the Extreme Horsemen. Whether it be Ricky Landell, or whether it be CW Anderson. The Extreme Horsemen will make your life a living hell. Today, tomorrow, oh heck, I may even pick up the phone 2 years from now in retirement, call up one buddy and say, you know what, Ric Converse is here, beat him up. That's what I got over you, Rick. How does it feel every day when you wake up knowing that I got your number? I got your number. I am like a mafia boss, and when I snap my finger, I take you out. You thought you had it. You thought you and the AWA President Wanker had it figured out. You thought that piece of crap, Sergeant Slaughter, was in your corner. But you know what? I found out. And during intermission, while he was hawking his pictures for
Get off me! Come on, Ray!
Don't take that line down!
It takes it on all boards!
That's my favorite part too. As a gesture of goodwill and charity, Mitch Connor has requested to address you people.
I want to address everyone here. More specifically, I want to address one person who's in the back watching this. Now, Ty Dillinger isn't here tonight. Joey Sylvia conveniently isn't here tonight. Yeah, Trucker's got someone waiting for him when he comes back, too, believe me. But that's for another day, another place. Greene, I know you're watching in back, and I got a message for you to give to your buddies. You tell them to grow a set. Because twice we've extended a challenge to Joey Sylvia, and twice we've got no answer. Now, I don't want to embarrass anyone. I didn't want to do it this way. I know Joey Sylvia's a great champion, and I know he'll eventually develop the courage to accept my challenge. But I also know he can't beat me, and he knows it too.
But before we can move on to championships and the eventual glory that we deserve, there's some family business that we need to tend to first. Now, I have never had a problem with my wrestlers taking bookings other places, because God knows I don't want to be in Burlington every 2 weeks either. But it would be nice if we could count on a certain someone part of the time. You know, when Gary Stevens is hitting people upside the head with nightsticks, it'd be nice to have some support. What if Mitch had been dropped on his head?
My head?
No, just say what you get dropped on.
Look at my dropped on my own head.
You see what you've done to Mitch? So, while somebody was off wrestling the Steiner brothers, we're getting our brains beat out in Burlington. So I just wanted to let you know, Donald, that I appreciate you being here tonight. Shut up, Brad. Mitch, you too. How dare either one of you question my integrity? I've been here since day one. Don't you forget it. Looks like we need to get on the same page, boys. Looks like you guys got your heads in the wrong places. While you're concentrating on Tyshawn and Destiny and keeping your range real small, I've been thinking bigger. I've been thinking, why not call out Ric Converse and Xsiris, the World Tag Team Champions, and try to get that gold around our waist.
You know, I don't like those guys either. That's not bad.
So if you guys want to question whether I'm on the same page as you guys, that's where I stand. I just want the gold. You guys need to get your heads in the game, because we have a match tonight.
Hey, Mick,
Alright, fine. Send out Johnny Fever and Venus Flytrap.
You want to get my face?
He's not here.
You think you're dick? I do. You do? All right.
I'm from here.
Yeah! Yeah!
Yeah!
Take a shot!
Back to back! Get over here!
One, two. Get in the corner.
Just die!
Quit choking it. Come on. One. Tag. Come on, he's
Mitch! Up on edge! I'm not ready to go! Mitch! If I had a cheeseburger for every time we... Oh, I do have a cheeseburger! I'm gaining weight!
It works.
Oh, no, you don't.
Big arm.
You know how to beat this lady. You
That's
know
what weight level for. That's what money matters.
Hey, Stutts! Is Patty your girlfriend?
Oh!
Come
on, son.
Come
Come on now, let's go, let's go, let's go!
on, man!
Wow!
Hey, don't take your head on!
Sure!
Yeah!
Ow! Hey! Come on! That really hurt!
love affair.
If you have to!
Oh no!
I'm pretty sure he quit. I quit
No way.
Manny needs some
Get up, Matty D! You're gonna let down all these people! And I love it! He's gonna let you all down and he's gonna
You got this, Mitch! You got it!
No!
No! Come on! Corner, Mitch!
Show this way! Mitch! Mitch, Mitch! Come to the side of my voice!
Marcellus!
Mitch!
I need to hear you.
To your left!
To your left! To your left! To your left! To your left! To your left!
Hey, Donnie, reach back on your feet! Somebody do something!
Bones! Bones!
Reach on your feet, Donnie! Donnie, we're gonna reach on your feet, Donnie! Right.
You gotta go to
Yeah!
Go to the top, Manny! Stairway to heaven! No! So much for you, man!
Come on, you won't be
So much for you!
Come on, launch your head, launch, baby! Come on, guys! Tag! No pin! You're not the legal man! Donnie is! There's a tag! Donnie's the legal man! There's no pin! No pin! Donnie's the legal man!
What are you talking about?
Donnie's tag! He's on the turnbuckle! Donnie tagged you, Donnie!
Come on, come on, come on.
Donnie Dollars against the German Mitch Connor. The winner, Flashback Enterprises.
Need some help out of the back, please.
There's some chest compression. Marcellus. Give him out the mouth. Marcellus.
Come on, I need some help!
65. Come on, brother.
Come on, Marcellus! Manny, don't you do that. Good. Good boy.
You people in Burlington, I bet you're real happy seeing Ty Dillinger, what you saw happen from Ric Converse and Kazi. But Ric Converse and Kazi, this ain't over, brother. This ain't over. Oh, so much pain.
Ty,
Don't touch me.
Ty, just
Get the
nurse.
Get the
nurse.
Get.
Mr. Dillinger, do you need your medicine?
Oh yes, I need my medicine.
Oh, so you watched it, Donnie? Are you admitting you watched it? Come on. Admitting you watched it, Big Donnie?
Hey, Steve!
Yeah.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Come on. No pin. This one's on the road.
Hey, Steve, what you got here? Stupid.
One more time.
Yeah.
5 minutes has elapsed. 5 minutes remain.
5 minutes to live. He ain't going nowhere. He can't go nowhere, boy. Here's that rational.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve, this ain't smart. You got it now. Somebody give extra. Help. Game shot. Get up, dog. Hey, Steve, you hit like a girl that can't swim. Steve, what's good without him?
Do you give up? Come on, 1, 2, 3.
Come on, man.
Come on, you didn't break that. No. You don't let go right now.
7 minutes has expired. 3 minutes remain.
Stop. One more time. Good one, Steve can't swim. Come on there. I'll jump him up, man.
Has elapsed. 2 minutes remain.
Who's it on the count? It's me! Stop!
Seconds remaining. 30 seconds. Seconds remaining. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, the time limit expired. Ladies and gentlemen, simply Steve Greene. Mabrouk leaves the building once again with the AWA Mid-Atlantic television title.
The music there.
Champion! Y'all just want to cheat. They can't cheat me. Y'all know what I'm rules.
5 more minutes. All I need is 5 seconds.
He says he just needed 5 more seconds.
Why would you defend the rules? Just like you did for Converse. Converse, Daddy.
I'll tell you what. Let me make one thing perfectly clear for you, because I know I have to spell it out, because your little pygmy that runs around here isn't out here with you tonight. So I'm going to spell it out. That little pygmy controls this place. I don't like it.
That's right.
They certainly don't like it.
Definitely.
So your 5 more minutes isn't going to happen. But let me tell you this. If I was in control, that man right there would have took that title. Because he had you beat. Just plain and simple.
Whatever, Cross. You had your way, you just give him the title. X didn't beat me. The only thing you need to worry about is June 16th, putting those World Tag Team titles against Destiny.
You're gonna lose too, Lips.
Yeah.
You're 0-2 against us.
That's true. Again, you want a shot? You want a shot at the World Tag Team titles?
We'll take those belts.
Well, I'll tell you what.
We're number 10.
You had 2 chances. You had 2 chances. So it's time to move on, and we're going to let somebody else have a shot, because there's plenty of other guys. I think the other half of the World Tag Team Champions has something to impress. I was getting ready to tell him he had his shots. We got other tag teams here in the area that need a shot at those World Tag Team titles. They deserve a shot at those World Tag Team titles. But tell this man what he can take home to his little pygmy brother.
As far as the proposed match for June 16th of Destiny versus Dynasty for the AWA World Tag Team titles, I say approve the match. Because I need to get my hands on this guy, and I definitely need to get my hands on Joey Sylvia. Because when you really think about it, on June 16th, it would have been Ric Converse versus Joey Sylvia for the Mid-Atlantic the Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight title. But C.W. Anderson and Steve Carino, under the order of Todd Dillinger, yanked that right from under me. So I say, approve the match.
Put him in a cage. Yeah.
You be in a cage, woman.
You have a point, and I feel for you. But the bottom line is, I've got other tag teams here. I've got the Neon Lions here. The Neon Lions, they said they'll do anything to get a shot at those World Tag Team titles. And
Don't you put the crack pipe in your
I've been watching them. Let me tell you, we got another tag team here. We got the Mid-Atlantic Tag
Team Champions, AWA Mid-Atlantic Tag Team Champions, Rob the Bull McBride, and the Boogie Woogie Man himself. We got Tank Lawson. Let me tell you, you and Boogie have been burning up my phone. I understand you feel you never lost those titles. I understand it.
You dig dog Skippy, we never lost them titles. No disrespect to both you guys, but you're wearing something that belongs to me and Boogie. You know, and there's no problem, no problem with you, no problem with you, no problem with the Neon Lions. And everybody.
Why am I getting singled out?
Let me tell you something. I'll slap you on the top of the head and I'll walk out the daggone television title, you little idiot.
You gonna be the champion?
I'll beat you less than 10, less than 5, and I'll throw you out the front door, smack your girlfriend upside her head, go have me a taco, come back and kick your butt again.
Let's give it up for Redneck Hero.
I'll tell you what, your title, the Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight title may be out of my jurisdiction, but those World Tag Team titles aren't out of my jurisdiction. And I tell you what we're going to do. You want to do this on the 16th? You want to do this? We're going to do it my way. We're going to do the World Tag Team titles on the line. And we're going to do it. And now everybody in this has got a little bit to lose. We're going to put up their belts. We're going to put up your belts. We're going to put your belts up. That's right. I mean, that belt and the Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight title. Single titles, I don't care. And I tell you what, the Neon Lions have already told me they'll do anything. They told me they'd put up their career just to get a shot at those titles.
Well, let's end careers.
So I tell you what, we're going to do it this way. 4-way dance, tag team style. And if anybody gets pinned, that means if you get pinned, whoever pins you gets those straps. If you get pinned, you lose those straps. Boogie lose those straps. If you get pinned, that is going to whoever pins you. And if Joey, by God, Sylvia, gets pinned, and there's nothing Ty Dillinger can do because that's my jurisdiction. If he gets pinned, the Mid-Atlantic title is gone. So what do you say, people? You want to see that? And I'll tell you what, I'm going to accept on behalf of the Neon Lions because they know in their heart they can beat any of you. That's not being cocky, that's being proud. So what do you say, people? You want to see that on the 16th? Anybody gets pinned, their collective title. You lose the collective title. What do you say? All in? I take it you're accepting for Boogie?
Stay cross, lay him down.
Shut your mouth. It's in the middle of the ring, isn't it?
That's good enough for me. What do you say, Scuba Steve?
I have to agree to this, right?
Put your belt in. And Joey Sylvia's belt will be in there too. Whoever takes the pin loses their belt or their tag team careers right here.
So we can still get those belts.
You ain't getting nothing.
Shut your mouth, crack. While we're talking business.
Cross, get him.
Are you in? Are you in or are you out? That's the closest you're going to get to those straps. That's it. That's it. Everybody accept? On the 16th, that's the way it's going to go down. Every belt is on the line, plus the Neon Lions tag team career. right here in Burlington on the 16th. Are you happy now? You're getting your chance. Get your dog and get out of here.
Why don't you go hit the crack pipes on the top row? You filthy animal. You filthy dog. It is a scam.
We never lost. You give us some of the gloves we need. You never won them from us. We never put the things on the line. We ain't had to worry about you.
It'll be settled June 16th. June 16th.
Right here.
Best of luck to you, brother. The 16th.
Sit me down. Sit me down.
One other point I want to make here. Being the president, Scuba Steve, hit the back.
I'm the TV champion.
Retard, right here. Get out of here.
Get your crackhead out of here.
Get this on camera. Get this on camera. Ric Converse, being the AWA president, I cannot condone certain behavior. I saw the tape of what you and the Kamakazi Kid did to Ty Dillinger. The official stance is that I cannot condone it. But I sure do appreciate it. Thank you very much. All right, people. Thank you very much.
Ortega!
I want all you Kazi lovers to shut up! Because I got something important to say. Get it out of your system. Tonight, the decision match. Jesse Ortega is going to win, and I'm going to get to announce my special match that is going to be so personal to the Kamakazi Kid. It's going to shock him to his spine when I announce it. And I'm going to promise, because some of you people don't believe me, I swear, I have taken a solemn vow that I will not lay one hand on the Kamakazi Kid here tonight during this match. And to prove that, if I do, I will refund every person's ticket in here right out of my pocket. That's how sure I am of my vow. I will not lay one hand on the Kamakazi Kid.
Hold it right there. Just wait 1 second. See, being the fair and equal person Ty Dillinger is, and we all saw what Cross is, he's not fair and equal. Aric has me right here, an official statement. Shut your mouth. These are the words of Ty Dillinger, shut your mouth. An official statement here, just as the Richter scale is banned, the Kamakazi Kid is in no way to come off the top ropes. It, like the Richter scale, is way too dangerous.
That's right!
If that occurs, then he will be disqualified, and Jesse Ortega will automatically win the match. Signed, Ty Dillinger.
So you understand that, Red? If he jumps off the top rope, he's disqualified.
Disqualified.
And Jesse wins.
Go right ahead. Very equal.
Well, just seconds before the opening bell, the Kamakazi Kid has been handed the announcement that if he even jumps off the top rope, it's an automatic disqualification and he loses the match.
Yeah, decision match we've all been looking forward to here for so many weeks here, the days leading up to this, to find out exactly what is going to go on down the road. And now Ortega, has a definite advantage, but I mean, Gemini responds that he won't touch the man.
Well, that's a bit preposterous in my viewpoint. Gemini Kid saying he will refund the money of every fan in attendance if he lays a hand on the Kamakazi Kid, and the only thing Gemini Kid's done over nearly the entire past year is lay a hand, or a little more than that, on the body of one Kamakazi Kid.
Yeah, I mean, between driving the man back first into thumbtacks and raking his face across the steel cage, and then being involved with a bout, seeing him actually handcuffed to the ring, what else can Gemini not do? I mean, not lay a hand on him? Was he taking the night off?
Kamakazi Kid wrestling Gemini's own protege, El Fuego, Jesse Ortega, a fine technical wrestler, but a deplorable human being. And Jesse Ortega, we all know he will stoop to any lengths to secure a victory.
Yeah, Jesse Ortega, El Fuego, he earned that nickname. I mean, the man is a fiery joker. Any little thing can set him off. There's a thing about him, I mean, even talking with him away from the wrestling ring, the look in his eye is you're almost afraid, just from a way he will glance at you, that you said something wrong. You never know how he's going to take anything.
It's a hard enough matchup to deal with Ortega one-on-one, but then, right before the bell gets rung, Ty Dillinger's interim commissioner for the night, Michael McAllister, reads that prepared statement. I mean, he's already banned the Richter scale. Well, if Ric Converse uses his own finishing move, he's disqualified, and now he's taken away Kamakazi's favorite maneuver, which is pretty much anything from the top rope.
Yeah, and we have seen the top rope work to his advantage, both inside, outside the ring, through chairs, you name it. But right now, Kazi is showing off the fact that he's got a little technical skill down here on the canvas as well as Ortega.
A lot of people overlook Kazi's actual mat wrestling capabilities because he's so well known for his high-flying antics. But on the mat, grounded one-on-one, Kamakazi Kid is definitely in the upper echelon of Mid-Atlantic wrestlers, even though he may not get to display it all that much.
You know, myself, sometimes I work as a photographer in this business, and one thing I can tell you about Kamakazi Kid is every photo published, or 9 out of 10 of the Kamakazi Kid, his feet are not on the ground. Jesse Ortega, on the other hand, he's usually got somebody clamped in some form of a lock that keeps him immobile.
Right now, Ortega reversing that Irish whip, driving the knee into the abdomen for a second time, as we're still jogging for position here early on in this decision match, as Kazi catches Ortega with an elbow underneath the chin.
Yeah, now you're saying early on, this thing can't last very long, not with these two.
The top rope not being allowed may actually prolong this match because Kamakazi Kid frequently lives or dies by the top rope.
That being true, he cannot come off the top rope.
Oh, but he can sail over it, but landing on the apron, no one home. And Ortega now hammering away on Kazi, who's perched precariously on the ring apron.
Oh, Kazi up and over, ducks a baseball slide. Oh, man.
As light on his feet as anyone you will ever see, and Jesse Ortega completely perplexed, taking a sabbatical on the ring floor here at the Carolina Sports Arena.
Yeah, and this is twice already we've seen Ortega out on the floor. Kazi is asking a little bit of a little bit about the rules about the top rope, as Red Jones is trying to warn him off to allow Ortega to re-enter.
Of course, Kazi and Gemini Kid are already slated for a one-on-one contest on June 16th at Absolute Justice. The only question is, what kind of match is it going to be? If Kazi can defeat Jesse Ortega here tonight, it will be his call on what type of match, and you already know what the end result of that's going to be. It's going to be Kazi's rules, a flashback to last October, and one of the most spectacular matches in that young man's career.
That's right. I mean, and if Gemini Kid's protege Jesse Ortega wins, I mean, what kind of match can the warped mind of Gemini Kid come up with?
Well, we all know last year when Gemini Kid had his say in a match, he chose a technical rules match of sorts, which basically was complete mat wrestling, but Kazi spiraling over and crushing the face of Ortega.
Ortega feeling the full body weight. Now, he didn't come off the top rope, but that still had a great deal of impact. Kazi goes for the cover, barely able to get a 2 count on that.
Referee Red Jones handed the officiating duties in this all-important contest that could very well seal the fate for either Kazi or Gemini Kid next month at Absolute Justice.
That's right. Now here we go, back down to the canvas. Oh goodness, Kazi drops him on his head.
Almost like a corkscrew brainbuster there. Kazi now going to the outside and going up to the top rope, and Red Jones reminding him that he can simply not come off the top rope. But Ortega meets him, and he can't be flung until Kazi landing on his feet and now hammering Ortega back into the corner.
Backfired on Ortega. He's taking the knees of Kazi now right into the face as he drops down to a sitting position on the canvas.
Kazi, such a fierce competitor, an incredible fighter, and you can almost see the frustration across his face there that Red Jones hampered him from going to the top rope. And Ortega very smartly using the legs and pulling Kazi at least into the top turnbuckle, if not into the steel ring post.
Yeah, now he's going to take advantage of the situation. Kazi not yet back to his feet. Ortega feeling a little froggy and looks like he wants to jump.
Ortega hammering away on Kazi now with the legs. The Kamakazi Kid looking to pull him out of the corner the hard way, but no, Kazi all the way around, lands on his feet and bum brushes Ortega right in the midsection.
Ortega not expecting that, but neither did he go back to the back, into the corner and look down, and only down for a 2 count. Matt Wrestling, isn't this lovely?
The Kamakazi Kid now fighting back, but Jesse Ortega, smart, drop toe hold, and now trying to tie up the legs of Kamakazi Kid, possibly position him for a form of submission here.
And that, that's what Ortega likes to do, is put you in a position where he can stand over you and tell you how bad you are hurting. And this is right out of the playbook of what Gemini Kid's been driving into his skull since day one at the dojo.
I don't have the record book on top of me right now, but I would venture a guess that Jesse Ortega has probably won more matches by submission and tap out than anyone in the entire history of this promotion.
That's probably very true, and right now he is working on the leg, the knee of Kamakazi Kid. I mean, bad enough the man can't go to the top, but you mess those knees up bad enough, he won't even be able to stand.
Gemini Kid makes sure he keeps a close eye on this battle, in which his career could really be determined by the final 3 count or tap of the hand in this contest.
Yeah, you've got to imagine Gemini Kid is not looking forward to having to step through those ropes in a match that's already been booked. The date has already been signed, and it turns out he's going to arrive and find out, oh, it's a Kazi Rules match. I'm not sure his career could survive another one.
That's one reason why it perplexes me so much that he made the statement that he would not lay a hand on Kamakazi Kid. This feud has been going on pretty much since last September. I mean, a couple months down the road, we're talking about a 1-year blood feud between the Kamakazi Kid and the Gemini Kid. What is going on in the mind of Gemini Kid to say, I don't need to touch Kazi? Maybe he already knew about the top rope disqualification rule, and maybe that's why he was confident enough to say that. But that just seems a little fishy, to say the least.
Oh, come on now. After what we've seen the past few months, you can't deny that if someone made allegations, spectacular, and he landed wrong. If someone made allegations that Gemini Kid and Ty Dillinger were in collusion, you'd automatically almost have to say, well, that makes sense. But, that's saying if someone made those.
Well, they were certainly on the same side at War Games back in February when Jesse Ortega interjected himself into that contest. Why would Gemini Kid do anything differently here tonight?
Well, maybe returning the favor, but right now Ortega's standing tall over Kamakazi Kid, and he looks to be in control of this bout at this point, which is, I'm surprised to say, already gone longer than I thought it would have.
Well, on the mat now, with the legs grapevine around the head, Kazi already has to be sucking air from crashing and burning on that moonsault attempt, and Ortega using the ropes to the blind side of our official.
And referee Red Jones, he's not seen a thing yet.
Well, what's new there?
Still locked up, still grapevine immobile on the floor. Ortega's working with Red Jones. Here he goes back into the ropes once again.
The fans at ringside absolutely screaming at Red Jones to please turn around.
Red Jones trying to see it. Oh, wait a minute. Red actually saw it? Wait a minute.
Well, Red Jones, as much as we like to make fun of him, is not refereeing this match by chance. He has, over the years, elevated himself to one of the senior positions of officiating in CWF Mid-Atlantic. He has refereed, along with Charles Richardson, of course, some of the biggest championship matches in this company's history.
Well, right now, he's got a monster on his hands. Kamakazi Kid looking pretty well wore out. Ortega seems to have this one pretty well in hand. Gemini Kid looking pretty confident over at ringside. You just got to wonder, I mean, what is the plan? What are we going to see when this one's over?
Well, certainly, Kamakazi Kid is going to be softened up for June 16th, no matter what style of match it is. And Ortega taking his time jaw-jacking with the fans here at the CSA.
Yeah, Kazi hanging upside down, the tree of woe in the far corner. Ortega, big smile on his face. He's going to come rushing in. Nobody's home.
Kazi smartly pulling himself up and now pulling up on the neck of Jesse Ortega, trying to reach him.
And I've got to admit, this is the first time I have ever seen anyone hanging in the tree of woe come out with an offensive flurry like this. Kazi looks like he's trying to run the equalizer on him, going to try to twist him around and drop him with a neck breaker.
Boy, he fought for everything he was worth to apply and hit that neck breaker, and now Kazi can somehow just follow up on it. Maybe this is the point where Kazi would start to head to the top rope, but he cannot do that in this contest.
Kazi going straight to the face, and look at this. This is something we don't see every match with Kazi. He's rushing in, swinging the fist, and it backfired.
What a release German from Jesse Ortega.
Ortega unleashed a textbook suplex on Kazi. Has turned this one around, perhaps going for the cover. Referee's down only a 2 count. Kazi just barely able to kick out of that one.
By and large, despite Ortega's viciousness, this bout has basically been a little more scientific than I expected, thanks to the lack of interference from Trevor Lee. Fisherman suplex from Ortega. Red Jones with the count, but only a 2.
Yeah, now that was right out of nowhere. We've seen Ortega working on the legs. You got to think Kazi was a little off balance when he went for that one, thinking he was going back for another attack at his legs or knees. Kazi just barely on his feet, standing up just with the help of the ropes.
Look at the complete lack of respect Jesse Ortega has for his fellow competitor, and Kazi lands right on the back of his head.
Kamakazi Kid is not moving.
Kamakazi Kid has taken 2 brutal German suplexes, the second one far worse than the first one.
Yeah, you'll be surprised.
And Ortega now pulling a lifeless body of the masked Kamakazi Kid closer to the ropes as Ortega thinks he has this one well in hand.
Ortega steps outside on the apron.
Watch this. Watch this. Watch this and show up.
Oh, and Kazi is crushed by the 225-pound Jesse Ortega.
Ortega got a lot to say tonight. I don't want to say it's uncharacteristic, but he seems pretty full of himself right now. He seems to have his match in control. Kazi not even able to get up to his feet on his own, and Ortega's still mouthing off.
You can really tell that this is not the typical Kamakazi Kid match. He has really been handcuffed by the rules that were administered by Ty Dillinger.
I smell a pattern forming here. We keep hearing about all of the rulings in this company to handcuff the Kamakazi Kid. Is he that big of a thorn in their side? I mean, he's not going after Joey Sylvia's title. Seems like that would be a concern if he was doing that.
Well, I hope when the day comes that Kazi can finally dispose of Jesse Ortega and Gemini Kid. Maybe he will get a rightful one-on-one shot against Joey Sylvia in the Mid-Atlantic heavyweight title. God knows he proved he is more than worthy last October at Massacre.
And I mean, the TV title, all the singles titles, I mean, why not? Because he's too busy right here in the Mid-Atlantic area battling for his life every week in the ring against either Gemini Ortega or a combination of both.
Exactly, and any title match he has actually got in the past year, Jesse Ortega, Gemini Kid, cost him that title match.
Yeah, it's not so much a pattern, but you got to wonder. I mean, I keep hearing hints in the dressing room, and the little hints I'm hearing are starting to make sense, and it's all falling into a pattern. I've got to question what's going on behind the closed doors here in the company.
You're making an excellent point, Randolph, as Kazi trying to fight back with anything as he's taken a ferocious beating. In the past 5 minutes or so, Ortega has dominated the offense a good 90-95% of the time, and now making a cover with a headlock apparently, following the tilt-a-whirl backbreaker and the drop kick to the face.
You gotta wonder, you know, referee is taught to look at the competitor's eyes. Now, Kamakazi Kid's eyes are covered. You cannot see them. How does the referee even know if his eyes are open when he's getting down to see if he wants to continue?
Well, I guess you just have to pretty much go on Kazi's body language. And right now, that body language says very, very little because that kid is out of it as Ortega drives the back into the knee. Kazi staggered. Ortega! What an enziguri off the second inside turnbuckle, straight to the head, the skull of the Kamakazi Kid.
Yeah, the only thing Kazi can do at this point is try to cover up. It looked like he's rolled off of the ring apron down onto the floor, barely standing. I mean, he's no longer standing, back down to his knees on the concrete. And you got to wonder how much more this man's going to be able to take. Now, Ortega's going to climb outside too, and I suppose that'll break the count, correct?
Yes, this would restart the 10 count as soon as Ortega exited to the outside. I'm sure Red Jones is going to be a little lenient on the 10 count as well tonight, considering the importance of this contest. And we've got fans moving at ringside as Ortega battling his way through them, through Kazi.
I tell you what, you know, fans need to stay away from wrestlers. When something happens and you actually have action spill out on the floor, you know, protect yourself. Get away from it.
What a brutal shot here on the floor of the CSA in Burlington.
And Jesse Ortega wants to go back and show the fans just how much pain he can put this man in. How fans needing to get out of the way. Looks like we've got a crash. Oh, come on.
Well, Red Jones needs to get in there right now because we have an incident at ringside that is about to escalate if certain parties are not separated.
You don't want to get involved with these guys, regardless what you think about wrestling as a sport. These guys are fighting. Don't get in the middle of it.
Kamakazi Kid, that may have given Kazi the opportunity to turn the tables on Ortega.
Thundering spinal tap.
That could have well been the loudest spinal tap I have ever heard live and in person in my entire life.
And right now, fans are offering Kazi a couple of chairs. Kazi's taking them. Looks like he's going to do a little rearranging of the furniture. Now, the rules are he can't come off the top rope. What does it say about dropping Ortega off the top rope?
Ortega may have made a huge mistake taking this one to the floor, but now he, using the ring, just blocked the suplex, picks up Kazi, and it plants the face first on the steel chair.
Backfired again on Kazi, and you got to wonder. I mean, we said the referee would probably be lenient with this, but right now, everybody's rearranging furniture. The fans finally out of the way of the action as this is spilled out to the first 2 rows, which is not a common occurrence for those of you just tuning in for the first time.
Kazi still perched on that steel chair at ringside. Ortega finally back in the ring, which really where he needs to be, but no, Ortega looking to take it back outside. Kazi moves and Ortega, his ribs crashing against the corner of that steel chair.
And now both combatants face down, writhing in pain on the concrete floor here at Carolina Sports Arena. Kazi seems to be moving. Ortega has got to be struggling just to get a breath right now.
Kazi finally, maybe, getting a little bit of momentum going. The top rope not in play for him, and that's exactly where he wants to go. Kazi looking down at Ortega, trying to figure out another game plan here. And screw the top rope! We're just gonna fly!
And you did notice Gemini Kid threw his hands up and stayed away. I mean, I was terrified I was going to see Kazi go face first to the canvas there. And so far, Gemini's been true to his word, not laying a hand on Kamakazi Kid.
What incredible aerial ability! Kazi didn't even touch the top rope. He soared over it all the way to the floor of the CSA.
Jesse Ortega down on the concrete. Kamakazi Kid back to his feet. Now referee Red Jones down on the floor trying to direct traffic back into the squared circle.
Well, I believe we're some 20 minutes into this contest. I'm not even sure if it has a time limit, but now Kazi, second rope lion sawed and no one home.
Oh my goodness, Ortega repaid the favor, moved out of the way, Kazi crashing down, nobody home, both men down, we got a double count going on.
Much like the Hail Mary in football, it's a 50-50 shot at very best, whether it's going to pay off or not. Kazi's high-flying antics, exactly the same as you can see him trying to regain some feeling in the right hand.
Yeah, both men still down on the canvas. Kazi looks like he's trying to get up to the knee. And you got to wonder how much more either one of these two can take at this point. Both men finally back to a standing position. Ortega unloads and he's just barely standing himself.
This battle has taken so much out of both competitors. How Kazi is even still going is amazing, especially after getting rocked with these brutal forearms of Ortega, one of the hardest hitters in the entire Mid-Atlantic.
Ortega unloading, Kazi unleashing back. And this is just turned into a pure 6 brawl out here in the middle of the ring.
Gemini Kid continues to look on and watch these fierce competitors go ahead, and Red Jones just got clotheslined.
Jones just got knocked out of his wrestling boots here, and I tell you what, that is not a good sign for Mr. Jones.
Super kick!
Kazi on his feet and caught him, got him up on his shoulders.
Red Jones is down, and we've got a Death Valley driver, courtesy of the Kamakazi Kid. The leg is hooked, but the official has already had his head removed, courtesy of El Fuego.
3, 4, 5. Hello, Mr. Referee.
Without question, Kamakazi Kid has already scored a 3 count and then some on Jesse Ortega to gain the match on June 16th at Absolute Justice, but Red Jones was not there to count it.
Red Jones still flat on his back. Ortega still flat on his back. The only man standing in the ring is Kamakazi Kid, and he's going to lift Ortega up.
I'm actually shocked that Gemini Kid did take advantage of that opportunity to weasel his way inside the square circle, but Ortega reverses, has Kazi, Phoenix head driver, he nailed him with it, and Red Jones still out.
Struggling back up, that's a 1, a 2.
2, and Kazi kicks out. The delayed count of Red Jones was just enough to give Kazi the opportunity to survive as this match, this decision match for June 16th will continue.
And I tell you what, you gotta hope Red Jones is gonna be able to continue as well. Although he knows Monday morning CWF Mid-Atlantic front offices will be awarding him his 14th Purple Heart over the last 5 years.
Kamakazi Kid, El Fuego, Jesse Ortega have both scored visual 3 counts in the past 60 to 90 seconds. Red Jones still trying to get his way to steal, and Red Jones just took a forearm straight between the eyes.
He'll get a silver cluster with his Purple Heart this time.
Well, we're gonna need to get another official out here soon because Red Jones is out of it. Kazi all the way around, inverted DDT.
Goodness, here's another one. This could be another 3 count again. Referee Red Jones is not seeing much of anything but the inside of his eyelids at this point. Kazi going to walk around. I imagine he's going to take advantage of this situation. What's to stop him from going to the top rope?
Exactly. We got 2 lifeless bodies in the ring, and no one's there to see Kamakazi Kid fly to the top rope.
Kazi is up on the top turnbuckle.
Oh, there's Gemini.
Gemini Kid up on the ring apron.
Wait, what does he have behind his... He's holding something behind his back, Randolph.
Look at this. They're going back and forth. Now, wait a minute.
Some kind of electrical shock.
It's a stun gun. It's a taser. It's a police taser.
Gemini Kid didn't physically touch Kazi, but he just tasered him right in the stomach.
Oh, my goodness. Talk about messing up. But yeah, he didn't touch him all right, but that taser sure did.
Jesse Ortega holding the neck, the head of Kazi, and Gemini Kid just stunned him right in the side of the neck.
That right there, I mean, look at Ortega. I think he got burned on that one as well, but Kazi has got to be out cold now.
Jesse Ortega with the leg. Oh, no red! No red! Jesse Ortega is going to steal, and steal isn't even the right word. For what just occurred?
I mean, it's sickening the 2 of them over here. Oh, yeah, now Gemini wants to talk.
Let me tell you something. June the 16th, Kamakazi Kid
was a prison yard match. A prison yard match where handcuffs are legal, where billy clubs are legal, and where tasers are legal. And we're going to wrap barbed wire on these ropes. It's going to be the most extreme match the CWF has ever seen. And it's going to be the end of the Kamakazi Kid.
Gemini Kid has gone officially senile. A prison yard match on June 16th. Barbed wire, tasers, billy clubs, handcuffs. It's all legal and absolute justice.
Prison yard match never before seen here in CWF Mid-Atlantic. But the question now is, can Kamakazi Kid even be there? He is still down unconscious on the canvas.
Well, he was hit with a stun gun, not only in the stomach, but Jesse Ortega held the sweat-soaked mask and head of Kamakazi Kid, and Gemini Kid stunned him right in the neck. Randolph, that goes far beyond what should occur within the parameters of a wrestling ring. That is assault on any street, any place in the world.
Yeah, and that also goes back to what we were talking about earlier in this match, this very match, about the company needs to take control of what's going on in the rings.
Ty Dillinger is running roughshod over CWF Mid-Atlantic thanks to him being appointed commissioner, which had a lot to do with Gemini Kid and Jesse Ortega back at War Games. But right now, we've got Ric Converse, Tate Lawson, some of the other wrestlers coming out for the back to check out Kazi, make sure he's still breathing, make sure he's still alive, as thankfully we at least see some motion at a Kamakazi Kid.
Yeah, Tate Lawson and Ric Converse, two guys that, you know, in another time and place might have a problem between them, rushing out side by side to aid Kazi. Kazi's still down. I'm not sure he's going to be able to get out of this one on his feet anyway. I mean, this has been a lot. What a night.
Let it go, detective.
Microphone.
Bring Jesse back out here. I'll stomp his ass.
He had no business doing that. Yeah, he smacked the girl.
Do me a favor. Put it right here.
He smacked that girl.
Ty Dillinger.
He smacked that girl. Yes, he did. He smacked that girl.
I told you before, I'm a man of my word. And this is your dog and pony show. But I'll be damned if I'm going to stand by and watch stuff like this. I'm going to serve notice right now, Ty Dillinger. By the end of the year, I want my company back.
Cross. Yeah, he smacked the girl in the face, too.
He smacked the girl in the face.
Yes, he did. Yes, he smacked my young.
He did even taser.
Something needs to be done about that. He needs to be fired.
Come on.